Weird.
We're seeing Deadpool! Oh my gosh!
Think that wasn't yet. My sister has it. Yes. It's you.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Day,
Hello, Forrest.
you got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle. Cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time.
I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Me at Splash Mountain, just pepper these in here.
Hello, everyone. This is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? And I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish.
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, Fun Fam, and if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is The Dish, and my name is Ron E. Bradley. I almost forgot for a second. It's over there. Where is it? On that side? Right there? Yeah. And I hope that wherever you are, you're having a phenomenal day, the 13th of Monday, 2026. As we go live today, we are live right now. And if you're watching this on the replay, well, this is a replay of what was a live show. And that's why there was an intro, because that's, an amount of time that people need to kind of come in and check out and see that there's a live show going on, and some people don't realize when they click the replay later that it's actually a replay of a live show. So I need to explain that sometime. Please do hit the like button, the thumbs up if you have not done so yet. And if you are watching on the replay, you can comment below, replay gang, or any other comment that you want to. And of course, share this out on your social medias. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the notifications bell, because when you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm. You get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. Even though that channel name may somewhat change at some point in time, I have been going through in my mind the possibility of diversifying channels, because right now I throw everything on this channel. And I kind of wanted to get to 25,000 subscribers on the one channel before I start dividing off channels, because the moment you start dividing off channels, of course, the other channels are no longer monetized. And but sometimes it helps, and I don't want it to hurt. So the timing on that is going to be a thing. But you have your pop culture, news, and theme park news live streams, and then you have things that are just videos, and then things that are vlog videos. And YouTube just doesn't love it when you put everything on one channel. It's a niche type of thing. Izzo's Place is here. I see Izzo's Place. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, got to lurk. Have a great stream, everyone. Izzo's Place says that he's lurking over there on Tom's channel as well as my channel. And very, very good. Guys, thank you. Everybody that's here today, especially those, you came in a little bit earlier. I know we had streamed over from That Park Place a little bit earlier. We're not even really supposed to start this stream for another minute till 2:05. It's 2:04 right now. But hey, I figured, you know what? Why not get a jump on the stream? It's kind of a weird week for me because I'll be traveling this week, and maybe we'll see some of your faces in Greenville, South Carolina at the Southeast Game Exchange. That would be pretty fun. But we're seeing them here today, and I'm very grateful for that, because you are the apple of my eye, the cream in my coffee, the peanut butter to my jelly, the pepperoni on my pizza. Somebody else is going to suggest something else in the chat. But also not just the gigawatts, but the energon that gets this guy to transform and roll out to be here with you.
A toast, Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy. This stuff's the greatest.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, this stuff is the greatest. Drink it all in. Snortopoopas Q Burr was first in the house with the Howlo Humans and other critters. Our great favorite polar bear from Pinellas County. Follow the Bradley's Fun. Hello. And Spencer Walker 8139 says hello, everyone. Hello, Spencer Walker and Freedom Seeker. The next clip on my agenda to do, I really wanted to finish that and I forgot to do it, and that's my bad, but I got a clip that's coming for Freedom Seeker. And Erica and Raf is in the house as well. DL Racer 2 says 10 minutes because that was supposed to be, the time until we started, which technically should probably be right now, but we started a little bit early, which is what I said here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. I'm going to start earlier. Everyone cool with that? Hopefully. There's 39 people watching, so that's it seems like people are cool. That's good. Bald Hoplite 48 is giving us the thumbs up. We appreciate that, Bald Hoplite. Good to see you here. Greetings and salutations. Troy Gustafson is here. Hey all. Hey. Hello. It's so weird hearing myself for like 3 years. I didn't hear myself in my own headset, and now I do. Because I changed some things up with the microphone. I changed the microphone, by the way. It's a different microphone than I was using before. Things, they are changing. Hopefully not just changing, but also improving. Change for change's sake is not a good thing. Change to improve things is a good thing, and change to downgrade is always a bad thing. And TBB Coach Ron, hello. Welcome, friends. Yes, I'm just welcoming myself. That's odd. Why would you welcome yourself, you weirdo? Hi, Ron. Mama L here. Hello, Mama L. Good to see you. Everyone's nanny 52 in the house. DJ Magnify is here. And the first Dragon Queen. Had a good conversation with her on her stream this morning. Good to see you, first Dragon Queen. DL Findle 2844. 99 and 44, 100% pure love. Who remembers that song? Wired, you know. Linda Burns. Hey, Linda. I hope you're feeling well. Ron, panel, everyone, hello in the chat. And who else do we have? Let's see. I said hi to Dragon Queen. Izzo's place. Sup, dish heads. Dish heads. Dish heads. Roly poly. Dish heads. Dish heads. Dish heads. Eat them up. Yum. Tommaso Profundo. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody else coming in and chat. Oh, my mom's here. Mom's here. Hi, Mom. Welcome, everyone. Everyone say hi, Mom. Bud File Sue is here. Hello, Sue. Good to see you in the chat as well as always. Always good to see the Bud Files here. Met them over on Tuber Chat. Tuber Chat. If you're not familiar with Tuber Chat, especially if you're trying to grow a channel, Texas 8412 says present. And yes, James all day. We are going to get to that probably first thing. Rest in peace, Sam Neill. Absolutely. And let's see. Paul 2000 is here. Paul, is it Paul 12,000? I think it's Paul 12,000. Hello, I'm here. Decided to see what you got to say today. Well, I hope that it's informational and enjoyable and all that stuff. And then John, make it rain. Hello, Snort, Juliet, Shogi, and everyone. I don't know that Shogi's going to be able to be here today. He wrote me a note and said he's maybe not going to be able to be here. That's okay. Ronnie Millsap, 99 and 44 100% pure love. Star Wars Nikki knows. Dude, man, cuz. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Any chance you're going to the game exchange? Get to see you in person again soon. That'll be fun. And we have watching over on, I think, Tom's channel, Morwin of House of. I'm bad at those names. I wonder if Erica's streaming this to Facebook. That'd be cool if she is, because I don't stream to Facebook, but there are things there. And O2RR just stopped in and said, hello, everyone. And Ella Rock. Ella, thank you. Sorry. Even with my glasses, I have trouble seeing. Ella Rock. Yeah. James all day says, I started watching the Harry Potter movies. I always thought they were garbage, but I was wrong. They're good movies. Alan Rickman was the best part. And Jason Isaacs was great too. Yeah. I still, believe it or not, have not gotten through all of the Harry Potter movies, which is crazy to think about. I want to talk to you guys really quickly before we introduce the panel about celebrations that we do on the channel. We have an interesting goal today, which I think is going to be a fun one for those that have not tuned into Eric and Raph for Brood Banner. That is, if we meet the goal today of 5 super chats, $5 each. If we hit that goal today, Erica's going to do some revealing stories about her road trips around Texas. And there might be some other fun stuff too if we meet the goal. We love to celebrate you. Just being here, we celebrate you. But if there's any extra support, that's super chat, super thanks, super stickers, PayPal, buy me a coffee. Anybody buys something from the spread shop during the show, any type of support we get, we appreciate more than you could possibly know. Helps keep the lights on around here. Helps keeps the gerbils and the rats and all those things. Well, hopefully it keeps the rats away, not the gerbils running or the, what is it, the radioactive hamster. We don't have radioactive hamsters here. We have a lot of lizards, a ton of lizards. But any support that we get, like this, for example, from Freedom Seeker, who has gifted a Follow the Bradleys Fun membership that went to the First Dragon Queen. You can First Dragon Queen. Now you can check out all the member content. Very cool. We celebrate that here on the channel. We'll celebrate with a clip, and when we do, as a community, we want to celebrate together. So when we celebrate, please put in the chat emojis. That's fireworks emojis or happy face emojis or heart emojis or smiley face or anything like that. Hey, it's Just Nita's here. Good to see you as well, Just Nita. So yes, celebrate with us in the chat. If you're a member of the channel, now you have them, First Dragon Queen. You got our member emojis. And yeah, so we are going to celebrate right now. We're going to celebrate a gifted membership from Freedom Seeker. And we want everybody to celebrate with us as we say thank you, Freedom Seeker, right now. And with that, I think it's time to get started with our panel. So I was going to say, but yeah, let's bring on the panel.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Tom,
Wait, I'm on stage. Oh crap! I didn't know.
you're
yes,
on
I did.
stage. You are
Yeah.
on the stage. How you doing?
Going okay, Ron. It's kind of going to be an interesting week.
How's your phone?
I wanted to I'm refraining from the words I was going to use. I was going to basically toss it overboard.
Mm, mm, mm.
And Texas
Well-
8412, I will do that live.
Yeah. Anyway, Tom is here. Tom is with us today. I want to get I want to get the first story out of the way, so we got to bring on the rest of the panel quickly because it's the story that there's been too many of them this year, and I would prefer not to deal with it.
What? Who's there? Hello?
It's so weird.
Knock like a cop clip always gets
There-
me, I tell you.
There was a knock at my door the exact time that the knock happened. It was scary. What the heck? How you doing, Lou?
A little slowly, but surely. And don't call me Shirley.
Okay, Shirley.
Airplane. What a great movie.
Yeah.
I only learned recently that Airplane was actually a shot for shot remake of an older film.
No.
Kind
It
of.
was
No.
based on the book and the older film, but it wasn't shot for shot.
Okay.
That is an urban cinema legend or something, but it's not true.
Okay.
But Runway 08, the book was called. And the whole plot about everybody who ate fish got sick or something like that was in it. But it was one of Arthur Haley's very early books.
It's all I know. I mean, I only knew that. Was it 70s or early 80s when that movie came out? I can't remember. I just remember it was super
I'd
fun.
quick and look it up, but where's the fun in that? Better
Yeah.
to be mystified and amazed.
I was it's funny because I feel like there's a lot of what I learned. I guess they didn't hire any comedians as like comic actors. They wanted everybody to play it straight, but by playing it straight is what made it so damn funny. That they
Yeah, sure.
acted it as if it was serious, and it wasn't. But
The term for that is kidding on the square.
hitting on the square.
And it was actually 1980 that it came out.
1980. Okay, that makes sense. God, it was
I heard that
it's-
completely wrong. I am not going to say what I heard.
All right, and we have one more final guest, but she's been time traveling, so hopefully she's on her way here.
Doc, calm down, okay? Just calm down. It's me, it's Marty.
No, it can't be you! I sent you back to the future!
Hey, Doc, that's right, but I came back again. I came back from the future. Don't you remember last night? You fainted. I brought you home.
This can't be happening! You can't be here! It doesn't make sense for you to be here! I refuse to even believe that you are here!
I am perpetually time traveling.
Perpetually time.
Perpetually stuck in the past or the future. That's the question.
Well,
I guess
I
I'm
hope
in
we
the
get the
in
gold
between.
today.
Oh, she's from the in-between. She's in that place in Star Wars we don't like. We need to leave.
Oh, good Lord. Is that
well,
really
you're in good company.
thing?
Rod Serling was traveling through another dimension too. So, it works.
Is this always the way 4-panel looks? I feel like something's different on the look of it. I don't know
Look,
why.
as the three of
The
us are against dark
squares.
background.
They're squares
Squares
instead.
are rounded. Yeah,
Yes.
they're not
Oh, yeah.
pointy.
Just good old.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Is that,
Lou,
is
your
that
audio. What happened?
Don't know.
Oh, that
What
was
did
weird.
you
Every
eat?
time you spoke, it was...
You had a ground loop going on, Lou. Something grounded you.
Oh, well, I turned it off and turned it back on because I heard a humming when I push my monitor button. So I hate when that happens. You know, I just.
Hello. 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 Hello.
There, is that better?
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Was that the Three
good.
Stooges?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that is Ron, Jonas, and Marvin.
Oh boy. Oh, boy.
Who's
All right.
calling?
Let's just get to the first
me.
story. It's somewhat breaking
Oh, it must
news
be good if you're
today.
in a hurry.
Well, nah, it's just it's bad, and I just want to get
Oh.
over it. Jurassic
Well-
Park actor Sam Neill dies at 78 years old. Yes,
We all
Jurassic
do,
Park.
you know, eventually. So
Yeah, but he has passed away. Sam Neill. This was initially on, I think, his picture, but it's like a video thing, and I was trying not to play it
there.
because this is on ABC News, and of course, every outlet is sharing this.
Yeah.
Angeline Jane Burnaby, I guess is wow, 2:08 a.m. is when this was shared. Actor Sam Neill, known for his roles in the Jurassic Park films and Peaky Blinders, died on Monday, according to his official social media account. He was 78. Sam was surrounded by family and passed with dignity that has characterized his whole life. This statement, which was posted early on Monday, said, "The loss was sudden and unexpected, but blessed by the fact that Sam remained cancer-free." Yeah. So he played Alan Grant. I remember him from his role in The Omen.
Oh yeah.
Before
I remember all the way back
which
to
I-
Riley Ace of Spies, which was a fantastic show that I first saw him in.
Really, I never knew
Yeah.
about that.
And did he? No, I don't think it was him. I think it was the other. He never played. What's his name? The cult late Jim Jones. He never played Jim Jones. That was
No, I don't
guy
think so.
from-
But of course, he had a
Agents
great
of
part
S.H.I.E.L.D..
in Hunt for Red October, also.
Yeah.
That's right. He was in that.
Yeah, he always hoped he could see Montana.
Yes.
Yeah, Sam Neill had a tremendous career. He also played Odin, sort of, as playing. That was that in Ragnarok? That was Ragnarok, correct? When he played Odin,
I think so.
yeah. So he played an Asgardian actor portraying Odin in a stage representation of Thor: The Dark World within Thor: Ragnarok. So it was a meta joke kind of a thing.
I never met a joke I didn't like.
There
Have you heard Ron's dad jokes?
You don't want to hear Dad's, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Lou. You might
Lots.
rethink that statement.
Oh well.
Let's see what they have about his career. Neill, who was born Nigel John Dermot Neill on September 14th, 1947 in Omagh County, Tyrone, North Ireland, didn't get exposure to acting until he was in college. As a kid, Neill's parents were in the army and his father's family owned a vineyard. When he was 7, Neill and his family moved to New Zealand. It was while he attended the University of Canterbury that he gained exposure to acting. In 1971, the year I was born, Neill landed his first acting role in the New Zealand television film The City of No. He was cast in several TV film roles before his being cast as the lead in the 1977 New Zealand film Sleeping Dogs, an action thriller. Following Sleeping Dogs, Neill worked on several TV shows and films in Australia, including the TV show The Sullivans and the 1979 films The Journalist and Just Out of Reach. In 1981, he starred in his first international role for The Omen 3, The Final Conflict, in which he played Damien Thorne. Jurassic Park, of all the roles he's had, his portrayal of Dr. Alan Grant in the 1993 film Jurassic Park is perhaps his most well-known. the science fiction action Steven Spielberg directed film based on Michael Crichton's 1990 novel of the same name, followed a team of genetic scientists who have created a wildlife park of de-extinct dinosaurs. Neil's character was inspired by paleontologist Jack Horner, not the same Jack Horner who sat in the corner.
Eating his de-extinct pudding and pie.
Right, exactly.
De-extinct, I tell you.
Oh my
These
God.
writers today.
Yeah, in in a 2022 interview with Forbes, Neil said Alan Grant is like an old comfortable pair of boots. Yeah, because he did reprise the role fairly recently in one of the Jurassic Park sequels, which there are so many of now that I have lost track of which one it is. I don't know. Any words from the panel about Sam Neill, favorite moments, any of those types of things?
Oh, he played my favorite character on Jurassic Park, and I don't really actively follow celebrities very closely, but it's sad.
Talented man. He I think it was Cagney who said that the way you act as you walk into the scene, plant both feet, look the other fellow in the eye, and tell the truth. That's what he did. Everything he did was very true. He was because the other great line like that was Spencer Tracy. Supposedly, Burt Reynolds told the story about he was on a set watching Tracy work at Universal when he was a contract player, one of the last ones. And Tracy came off and said, "You an actor, kid?" And he said, "Yes, sir." He said, "It's a great business as long as nobody ever catches you doing it." And I think that defines Sam Neill's talent as well. You thought he was who he was in the show, not an actor playing it. So,
yeah. My favorite, I don't know the line exactly, but it's the anecdote from him in the first Jurassic Park movie is when he's talking to the kid, and the kid says, "Sounds like more like a large turkey," and then he turns to him and he talks about the talon that the creature had, and he talks about how they basically would attack you and gut you from the inside and eat you alive while you're still watching the whole thing, and he freaks the kid out. He just does it in such a it's funny because it's charming, right? He does it in a charming way, and of course the character that he plays is great. He starts out really kind of not knowing very well how to deal with kids, and then he almost becomes a father figure by the end of that first movie to those kids. And it's just really, the charm of great movies like Jurassic Park is the dynamic of the characters and the cast, and it's not so much the larger than life backdrop, it's the real life going on within that larger than life backdrop, which is, I think that a lot of movies have lost that element today.
Yeah, the human beings have to be really good and believable and engaging, and because otherwise it's like get out of the way and let me look at the special effects,
Yeah.
So,
and it's too many of the movies today are about the special effects. I've said before, I could not tell you anything that happens in the Avatar movies. The first two I watched on the big screen because really cool special effects to see. All the CGI looked very real, but I have no idea what the movies were about, and I didn't go see this last one because I didn't care about the characters. The first Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, you cared what happened to the characters, and that's what's kind of gotten lost from Star Wars. It's like the characters are written so poorly now, you kind of just don't care what happens to them, and so it's just boring to watch. Sam Neill, everything that I've ever seen him in, he was never boring to
go watch. Find Riley Ace of Spies. It was about a 6 or 8 episode series that was on Masterpiece Theater way back when. True story about Sidney Riley, who was the Ace of Spies of his era.
Yeah.
Very interesting show.
Tom, any anecdotes to share?
You guys basically covered them. It's like I liked what he did in general. One of the faces that you start seeing and this guy, this is going to be a good time.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
It was what's really interesting. I think about how seeing the Omen 3 actually affected me. It was, and I'm pretty sure he loses in that movie. That's kind of the point. But boy,
I honestly don't
very
remember
effective.
Omen 3, but when you said he played Damien, so he was the grown-up version of the kid in the first one?
He was 666. He was the Antichrist.
Oh.
And he, the way he played, I just remember how he just had and the reason I'm bringing this up is because in that role, he exuded evil. And then you have him in the Jurassic Park role, completely the opposite kind of a character. And the fact that he could do that and make both of those roles extremely believable, even though they are not anything like each other as far as the character, that's pretty incredible. Great range as an actor, and he could probably have done a whole lot more. So I think he's going to be missed, and sad to see him go. But that's all that I have to say about that.
Back to Super Chats.
O2RR chimes in for 499. Saw Minions and Monsters yesterday. 7 out of 10 for me. I know you're busy, but were you able to see my email over the weekend? Any help is much appreciated. I will check. Let me check right now. Let me double check and make sure that I have it. And then I will write you back. I got it. All right. Okay, cool. I will check on it later. I'll write you back, and then we can communicate from there. Thank you, O2RR. Appreciate that. Yes, indeed. Everybody, please, in the chat, help us celebrate our good friend O2RR. Yay! And I believe Sea Brew has also chimed in. Let's check it out. Sea Brew for $2. I was going to say $1.99, power to the $1.99, but it's power to the $2.00. Let's get some. I got interrupted by my esophagus.
I hate it when that happens.
Told you, lay off the burritos.
I gotta lay off the burritos, man. I tell you what, let's get some good vibes going as we celebrate today. Let's celebrate our good friend Sea Brew.
Animals. They're so cute until they're not. I don't know if you did you see that video? If you go back to that page that you had the Sam Neill story on, over on the right, there was a link to it of this bison kicking this guy in the air about 8 or 10 feet high in the national parks. I forget. I guess, yeah, Yellowstone. Probably.
I'm looking at the page. What I'm seeing is
over on the right.
These are the headlines on it. Kate Middleton, Prince William bring George and Charlotte to Wimbledon. She took her AirPods out and changed an 81-year-old stranger's life. Senator Mitch McConnell says he was hospitalized due to a fall. and what we know about the aortic dissections after death of Senator Lindsey Graham. So maybe it disappeared because things do on those news
well,
sites.
Here, wait a minute. I found a
but,
link.
yeah.
Let's see here. I'll go over here. I'll put this over here. There. If you go over there.
Let's see what. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to share it. And let's put it on the screen. Tourist seriously injured after Yellowstone bison launches man 8 feet in the air. Well, don't mess with the buffalo.
Scroll down and the video is there, and it's really something. I mean, that's a still from it, but go a little lower and you'll find the link. There's nothing to get us in trouble with this one because it's everywhere. But
Buffalo Soldier. All right. So
he starts kind of rubbing his back and running and whatever. And you see the people in the background over there by the pickup truck?
Oh, I think I've seen this. Yeah.
And he comes running after them, and this one guy gets launched. I mean, buffalo are nasty, and they can really, really jump high. And a little further in is where it happens. Here it goes. Let's see. Just let it run from there. See the guy in the suspenders in the. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Yeah, right. Yeah. Move your cursor and you're about to see. Wait. Here he goes. And action.
There we go.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dude.
They're not nice animals to be.
No.
They were
Wait.
Ron's like, let's watch it again and again and again.
I guarantee you this guy has had his image plastered everywhere on the internet.
Ow.
It's not the going up, it's the coming back down.
Oh, no.
Gosh.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Buffalo gal, won't you come out tonight?
This is me personally. I would personally rather eat one of them than be kicked by it.
Yeah.
A buffalo
bison burgers are great.
Just the.
Ever had bison pot roast?
Yeah, they have bison at Wilderness Lodge at Geyser Point. So, if you're at the Magic Kingdom and say that you want to resort hop, I don't even want to get into resort hop.
Well, that's a sore subject these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, he was he was hopping like you would never believe.
Yeah.
It's just me. Speaking of things that are hopping, or rather,
did you cover? I forgot.
This comment stand for itself. That's pretty funny, Dina. It's pretty funny.
I had to prove it was held. I had to approve that. I was like, yes.
Yes, makes me happy as well. Very, very good.
Yeah, we got to get our own back, right?
You got to wonder, Lou, is it in the bison's like genetic makeup that they were hunted to almost extinction from us?
Well, the Indians were doing a pretty good job of that too, but
well,
I mean,
things
I just read
so
another book. I've read a few others, but a new one about Lewis and Clark, and the stuff they went through. My God, they just didn't want to lie down and die, and so they survived. But that was about the only reason they did, because they between the grizzly bears and the bison and the Indians and the rapids and one thing and another.
But they made it, and if they hadn't have made it, I would never have my St. Louis Arch.
There you go.
Well, let's get into things that are not getting kicked so high, but kind of staying low, and that's this weekend's box office numbers. Now this comes to us right out of the numbers, the-numbers.com. We are looking at Moana, Now, this was what I think is so interesting is the juxtaposition of when you just go to the splash page right now, which was where we're at, and we see the weekend predictions, Moana hoping for a $60 million weekend, juxtaposed to the final figure, because that story was up there all weekend, and then the final figure is $43 million, not yet adjusted for the reality, which is probably going to come in lower.
Yep.
And not even breaking 100 million internationally. I mean, like with the whole global box office, this film, Moana, the live action, cost $250 million. That is the reported budget to produce. It may have soared even more than that. Plus, they had to market it, and the marketing on this I've seen all over it. It's got to be at least 100 million. We're talking 700 to 800 million is the break even for this at the box office. Does it stand a chance, Lou?
The rumor is that Mr. Rock got paid between $20 and $30 million plus a piece of the back end if there ever is one. So
does he owe money if the back end is negative?
I know. It's funny how that works. You know, you get it or you don't get it, but either way, give me the upfront every time. All that so he could change the temperature of the water for her. Pro wrote a fun story that's on the webpage about that. About how something that's cute in animation and live action takes on a kind of a disturbing reality. I'll let people go to the website and read it, but
it's pretty bad. The worst part of this, of course, for Moana, and I'm actually going to go over to that park place so you can see the story by our good friend Marvin Montanaro. Snow White level box office disaster. 9-figure loss is possible here, and it's just, this is bad, guys. This is really, really bad. The worst part of this for me is that the actress that plays Moana, Catherine, she's super nice. She hasn't said anything really controversial or anything after that.
Yeah, imagine if she was another Rachel or what's her name, Supergirl, and she had dissed the audience before this. How low it would have been. This is with none of that working against it.
And I do think this may have, depending on word of mouth, some level of a little bit of legs to it. I don't think it's going to, even hit the break even. But some people I've heard some good things from people that are watching this. I don't think it'll have the negative publicity from the story. Is really all we're getting is that, hey, this is a shot-for-shot remake. The Rock doesn't look anything like the character design for the animated version of Maui, and that really hurts it a lot. Like, I know it's live action, but I almost think that if they would have done a CGI version of The Rock looking like Maui, it might have been better than what we got. With him in the bodysuit. I don't know. Erica, what do you think about this movie?
Yeah.
That might be the best response ever. I haven't seen it. Has anybody in the panel seen it?
I haven't, but the always hilarious John Nolte, he imagined the pitch movie. You ready? Okay, so what do we have for summer 2026? I mean, pitch meeting. Well, we were going to release a new Star Wars movie called Rey and Her Female Gym Teacher, A Star Wars Story. Yeah, the toxic Star Wars fans are too bigoted for that. Then there was Ant-Man Finds His Feminine Side, same fan problem. So we're talking about a live-action remake of Moana. The movie's only 10 years old. Yeah, and the sequel came out last year. I know, but if you can follow me here. A live-action Moana movie puts Dwayne Johnson in a skirt and a drag queen wig for a whole 2 hours. It's more subtle than we would like, but I think that still counts as grooming.
There you go. There's the pitch. Oh my gosh.
God.
But Just Nita said it's too soon for a live-action movie. And yeah, I mean, I guess we're not getting that Ray movie anytime ever. So that's
Ray,
happy,
a drop of golden
happy
sun.
news then.
yeah. So Marvin says Disney's live action Moana was supposed to be another easy box office win. Instead, it's becoming another expensive lesson. After opening to just $43 million domestically, $95 million worldwide, the studio's latest remake appears headed toward the same financial iceberg that Snow White, with a reported $250 million production budget before marketing. Industry estimates now suggest Disney could lose 100 to 125 million on the film's theatrical run. For Disney, this isn't just another disappointing weekend at the box office. It's another sign that audiences may finally be rejecting the company's relentless strategy of turning beloved animated classics into live action remakes. Here's the problem that I find that this particular issue creates is that you had a franchise that was successful in the animated version of it, and it could kill the franchise. It could kill the anime. Like, if somebody sees this and it leaves a bad taste in their mouth, then they might go back to, they might never, return to the animated version. Like, does it kill the hopes for an animated Moana 3?
Which is already underway, I'm told.
That's what I've heard.
But see, here's the double-edged sword of that. On the one hand, if you never saw the original and you only saw this, you may not think it's that awful because it's mostly the original. On the other hand, if you did see the original, you see this, you say, why? Why did they bother? So they're killing the goodwill. You know how when people sell companies, they get a certain amount of money for so-called goodwill, which is reputation and past pleasure. I tell you, the other line that Nolte had, what was it? Let me see. He said something about, he said, why would Dwayne Johnson allow himself to be costumed like a transvestite refugee from a 1980s heavy metal band? I mean, it's one thing to be bad or mediocre or boring or, gee, it's shot for shot, it's the same movie. It's another thing to be something that's held up to ridicule, and rightly so. So,
Yeah, all I can say for this movie is the actress that played Moana, Catherine, whatever her name is, she seems like a nice person, and hopefully maybe box office won't be the thing that gives her opportunities, but just being in this will give her opportunities to do more. I don't really know, but I do want to go and I want to check out basically the rest of the weekend over at the numbers, because there's an interesting story to be told of basically what's just going on, generally speaking, at the box office. I don't think people are that excited about any movies right now. If you go to the full chart, you got Moana. It was the number one movie. That's what they're going to be advertising. You're going to see that, I bet you, in all of, like, tons of marketing, tons of commercials this week. The number one movie at the box office, Moana. You'll see a lot of that. Minions and Monsters only had a 45% drop, which is actually not that bad. But the top 3 box office movies, does anybody notice something about the top 3 box office movies at the weekend this time of year? Because it's very different than past July. Exactly. All 3 pictures are kid pictures, which means that the kids are the one driving their parents to say, hey, take me to see this movie. And it's not the blockbusters that we would typically see. For example, I mean, I know I'm going way back to like 96 for this, but Independence Day, which of course coincided with Independence Day weekend, and which a lot of people were probably watching on streaming over the 4th of July weekend. We're not seeing summer blockbusters rule the summer right now. And I find that just to be kind of interesting. I'm looking at the only movie that's even on the list in the top 10 that could be considered a blockbuster style of movie, I think, would be Supergirl, and of course, we all know that's a disaster.
That was a blockbuster.
I mean, I don't even consider Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu a blockbuster style of movie because it's really a TV show.
Well, but the one that sort of automatically goes in that category because of who made it is Disclosure Day, and it's a total disaster too.
Oh yeah, I guess that would.
You can't put his name on a movie and not say it was intended to be a blockbuster, and so, ouch,
Well, I think the disclosure there is that Spielberg is no longer a great movie maker. It's
past its sell-by date.
I'm just gonna say with him, it's like, okay, he had a lot of good stuff. He had some duds.
Yep.
This is one of his duds.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder how many people at wherever the money came from, whichever studio or whatever, read it, realized it was not his best work, but said it's Steven Spielberg. We can't say no. That's the same thing with James Gunn, is that he gets the green light no matter because, oh my God, it's him and he's in charge. But geez, Mandalorian and Grogu, $970 per screen, and it's only on to go from the big movie of the weekend to 265 screens in 52 days is just spooky.
So it's not adjusted for inflation, and right now it's sitting, I believe, somewhere in the realm of $50 million less than Solo grossed.
Yeah.
Worldwide, it's an absolute disaster for a Star Wars movie. Unfortunately, I wish that meant it's going to be the end of Pedro Pascal's career, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to. I just anything that I see him in now, I just don't want to go see. I'm worried about how big of his role might be in Doomsday, which I honestly think that what's going to happen this year. I think that Spider-Man is actually going to be a bigger box office than Doomsday. And while I'm sure the spend on Spider-Man was pretty big. First of all, it's Sony, not just Disney, and Disney spending like billions on the upcoming Avengers. I'm just worried about that. By the way, we haven't even seen a trailer for that yet, have we?
No, I don't think so. There were pictures from the set when they were making it, but a lot of them focusing on the costume. Trailer. But the other thing you all have to remember, and I mentioned this last week on Pro Show, but worth remembering for those who heard it and even for those who didn't. IMAX, the company, gets a 12% rake off the top in all of the screens where their stuff is showing it. And they get a piece from the studio for shooting it for IMAX or converting it to IMAX. So when you figure that split, the magical 50-50 or whatever it winds up being, which it never really is, you got to take that off the top first. So we live by the big screen, die by the big screen as far as these deals are concerned. Wow. So that's why they charge more, but still, they're still getting it's not they get $10 a ticket. It's they get 12% of whatever the price is. So
Speaking
$2-3 a head.
There's a new kind of theater that I just discovered as that they shot special scenes of the new Spider-Man movie 4. It's like extra wide. There's 2 extra screens on the side to kind of immerse you into the picture. I forgot what they're called. We don't have any here.
We're going back to original Cinerama at that point because that was 3 screens side by side, and
it sounds like it's. But they shot special footage for Spider-Man for that.
See, this stuff doesn't necessarily blow up dollar for dollar, image for image. That was the trouble they had at the Dome in the Dome. Whatever they call it. That's what they call it. The Dome in Vegas. When they did that Wizard of Oz thing, blowing it up was not as straightforward as just making it bigger. It had to because it wraps around, they had to do all kinds of special effects, prismatic stuff to it to make it not look blurry or stretched or strange. So it's a complicated process.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Nolan shoots in IMAX to begin with. Most of these so-called IMAX or big screen movies, they shoot in 35 and then they blow it up, or they stretch it, or they do whatever they do. So it's a long way to go.
Well, and I would say that the box office also probably has a very long way to go to catch up to where it needs to be for the year, because it's not getting there so far. I don't think the Odyssey is going to do it. Do you think the Odyssey is going to have a big weekend this weekend?
I think, first of all, they've been selling tickets for like a year, and a lot of those seats have been sold for a long time already. Oh yeah. They were selling out like opening night stuff 6 months, 8 months ago.
Huh.
And so imagine now, think about that. What does that money do during that time? It earns interest for someone.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the way these things work. I was reading a story the other day about Starbucks. Do you know that Starbucks has approximately $200 million in money people have charged their cards with but haven't used yet, that they're earning interest on?
Jeez.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that.
And a certain percentage of that never gets pulled out because people lose the card or they forget they've got it or whatever. But 200 or 400 was some massive amount of money that, so
just on
it
gift
will
cards,
have a
right?
pretty decent opening weekend. Whether
Gift
word of
cards are
mouth
ridiculous.
kills it, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting. I have no desire to see it whatsoever, unless I'm dragged to it by somebody to review it or anything like that. I just don't have.
Oh, dude, I'm hoping not.
Yeah.
No.
So
I'm
it's-
curious to see it, but whether I will go to all the trouble. I was reading here where I live, we have an aquarium that has an IMAX theater that used to originally just show the 40-minute IMAX movies.
Right.
And several years ago, they converted over to digital IMAX because and so like I saw Top Gun there and Godzilla there, and it was all digital projection IMAX. But because Nolan shoots film, I saw a story today that they've reinstalled the old film IMAX projectors just for that engagement.
Oh, wow.
How much did that cost?
I don't know, but IMAX did it because they own their stuff. Just like anytime you see Panavision, those cameras are rented by Panavision. They are never, ever, ever sold. And the lenses are made by Panavision. I remember years ago doing a show, and it was a very busy season in Hollywood. And as you all know, I did a lot of multi-camera shows. And, we have 4 cameras. And I look, and one of them's got a plaque on it. And it's a list of all of these major movies, Lawrence of Arabia and big David Lean epic motion pictures. Turns out this thing was sitting in Panavision's office in London in a glass case as a display. And they ran so short of cameras and bodies in Hollywood, they said, no, get it out of there. Send it back home. We need it. So there's only so many of them around.
Wow. Well, regardless of whether anybody drags me to the Odyssey, at least there's one movie that I don't have to see. I don't plan on going to see it. I might eventually see it down the road when it comes to streaming. But right now, that movie is losing to, it's a big budget movie that's losing to a movie that cost almost nothing to make.
Yeah.
Coming to us out of thatparkplace.com, bookmark it if you have not done so yet. This is by our good friend Marvin Montanaro. Supergirl loses to Obsession in third weekend box office as James Gunn's DC disaster continues. Yes, there is Millie on the left, and I can't remember the actress's name. She was in what is it? Navarette. I can't remember. Anyway, she was in Superman and Lois, and now she's starring in Obsession. James Gunn's DC Universe desperately needed Supergirl to deliver its first genuine theatrical hit at the box office. Instead, the film continues to post alarming numbers that are becoming harder and harder to spin. After opening well below expectations, suffering one of the worst second weekend drops in modern superhero history, and now sliding all the way to number 8. Oof. In just its third weekend.
And 8 is not the bad number. It's the next sentence that's the bad number.
Yeah.
That Obsession has beat it, and it's been in the theaters for 9 weeks, and it's still doing better than Supergirl after 3. That's horrifying.
Yeah. Oh, well, and it's a horror movie. So, yeah, that's right. A horror movie in its 9th weekend out earned Warner Brothers 170 out-earned Warner Brothers 170 million superhero tentpole.
I don't want to be in that tent. That bison is going to go right through that tent and bring his bear friends with him, and it's all going to fall down, I tell you.
I know, Lou, that you remember that once upon a time, 8 was enough. I don't think 8 is enough in this case whatsoever.
Not at all.
With
6, you get egg roll. With 8, you get
it's slated for streaming, right? This is already slated for streaming.
Oh, everything.
I'm going to dread that because it's one of those things. If it starts auto playing, it might give me a nightmare.
Well, I mean,
when you're hovering over the thumbnails and all of a sudden it starts going, it's like, oh yeah, I really don't need that. You shut it off there, enable it. It just drives you nuts.
Now, one thing I saw on streaming recently that I really liked, and I had not had a chance to see it at the movie theater, was Project Hail Mary. Very different kind of a movie. It wasn't at all what I was expecting. And I had not heard, I guess, very much about it. So I didn't have anything spoiled about it. Then the most interesting thing for me was that at one point in time in the movie, Grace is Ryan Gosling's character is wearing a T-shirt that reads Horseshoe Bend. And that's probably has nothing to do with it, but I actually spent some of my growing up years in a very little town called Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas.
I think there's more than one Horseshoe Bend out there. I know there's.
I would imagine.
There's one out there in the Arches National Park that I've been to.
Oh, wow.
But
cool.
That's a great place. You should go there sometime, folks. Moab and all that whole area, and then, of course, Monument Valley. But wow.
I have been to all of them.
Spectacular scenery.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Moab is. I lived in Moab for a little bit. Interesting.
Did you ever go to that swinging steak place?
I might have.
There's a hotel there that has a restaurant. They call it the Swinging Steak because they put the steaks on a grill that's on a hinge and it swings out over the fire back and forth, and it's kind of fun. Kind of fun.
I don't know.
So you watch your cow
that classic
go,
shot
burn.
Well, that shot that looks south. The Forrest Gump shot of Monument Valley off there in the background. This place is where that shot's taken from, on the north end in Moab.
Oh, cool.
Or Medicine Hat.
Cool.
Medicine Hat. Anyway.
Star Wars Nikki says, where have I not lived? I've lived in a lot of places.
He hasn't been on the moon yet.
Man.
He's working on the moon. He's working on it.
I have not lived on a spaceship that traveled 12 million light years from Earth.
As the crow doesn't fly.
Yeah. So going to your point, Lou, about that, a 9-week horror movie is still beating Supergirl. Let me get that on the screen.
Tells you that people are going back to see it more than once and bringing their friends.
Yep. Perhaps the most eye-catching statistic this weekend isn't Supergirl's gross itself. Let me read that. Sorry, I need to read that line again. Perhaps the most eye-catching statistic this weekend isn't that Supergirl's gross itself. It's who beat it. Gotta read that the right way. Supergirl's gross. Obsession, the breakout horror hit from YouTube creator Curry Barker, earned $3.8 million in its 9th week and narrowly edging out Supergirl's $3.56 million to claim the 7th place. Earlier reports chronicled the film's extraordinary staying power, with Obsession repeatedly defying normal box office trends for low-budget horror releases. There's a certain irony here. One film is 3 weeks old and reportedly cost around $170 million before marketing. It also carries one of the most recognizable superhero brands in entertainment. The other is a modestly budget horror film made for under $1 million that's been in theaters more than 2 months. Yet this weekend, audiences chose the horror movie.
It will be interesting because it's already too late for them to make a house at Halloween Horror Nights dedicated to that movie. But I guarantee you next year they will.
Yeah, it's interesting. And does anybody know what the movie's about? Obsession?
No idea.
But so
About an hour and a half.
Yeah. My understanding is that like the guy, it's like one of those things where it's a guy's wish gets turned on him. He wants this girl to fall in love with him, and then she becomes like the wish comes true, and it's sort of a monkey's paw type of a thing.
An awkward music store clerk, Bear, buys a mystical one-wish willow to make his unrequited crush, Nikki, fall in love with him. His wish succeeds perfectly, but Nikki's affection rapidly devolves into a violent psychotic obsession.
So basically it's about every relationship ever.
So basically I don't know how to word that the correct way in a PG friendly manner.
Well, they're
a bunch of nuts.
Yeah. But in some ways that reminds me of why can't I think of the name of the movie where the guy cheats on his wife and then the Glenn Close becomes like obsessed with it.
Fatal
Attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, so it's a similar thematically.
Oh, this synopsis gets stranger and stranger and stranger.
Well, feel free.
As the carnage escalates, Nikki dresses up like Sarah and threatens Bear at gunpoint, shooting and killing Ian when he arrives at the Bear's house. Trapped in a bathroom, Bear attempts to shoot himself but can't pull the trigger, so he swallows the remainder of his late grandmother's oxycodone. That's, God, these kids today, I tell you.
These kids today. With their obsessions and their weirdness. But yeah, so people are more excited about seeing that than Supergirl. That's got to tell you a whole lot about Supergirl.
Maybe it's wish fulfillment. They wish that Supergirl would have swallowed the drugs and died. Instead of just having the dog pee on her cousin's picture. But
yesterday I revisited Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, the extended cut. They don't call it the director's cut. It's like a special edition type of thing, but the 3 hour long R-rated version of the movie, it's better than what went into theaters. There's a lot more story to it there, where it makes a lot more sense when you're watching it. And although it is a much darker version for DC and the Superman and certainly the Wonder Woman characters that I would prefer, it was almost like it was sort of, the movie was Superman and Wonder Woman getting dragged into Batman's world. It was really a Batman movie with Superman and Wonder Woman in it. But it was much more entertaining to watch than anything that Gunn has put out ever with any of the things that he's done with DC. And I don't love the Snyderverse.
The original Guardians of the Galaxy in that comparison, or
not the Guardian stuff. I like the Guardian stuff, but I think that Gunn is a one-trick pony.
Yeah,
and
that's what I think too.
And I think that the Guardians is his forte, but that he should have never been brought in to lead the DC universe. I feel like somebody, probably not this person, but somebody like a Jon Favreau would be a better person to lead the universe. Kevin Feige, for his faults, I will say this: the movies that began the MCU they all had their own individual flavor to them, and they didn't all feel kind of like the same thing. To me, everything that James Gunn feels like the same that he does feels very much like James Gunn, feels very the same. Whereas at the beginning of the MCU, Iron Man felt different than the Hulk, which felt different than Captain America, which felt different than Thor. They were not all great movies, but they all had their own different flavor. And so when the Avengers first came together, you really felt like 4 different franchises had mixed to make that Avengers movie, which...
Well, and the comic books each had their own flavor too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and the creative people behind them were all different. I mean, sure, Stan Lee was there for everything, but still, they each had their own style and their own flavor. And
right.
Even in different eras, the same character would go through. I mean, you know, the Dark Knight era of Batman was very different than the original detective version. And all I know is that anybody who is his own boss in the movie business, the way that Gunn has been, who has total control, has to accept the blame. And maybe he's better at being the guy who edits or the guy who bounces off ideas. Or, you know, that was during the whole thing with Perlmutter and Iger and all that. It was they need somebody to tell him, what if you're wrong? Somebody to tell him no. Somebody to tell him, have you thought through the possibility that that's not the right way to go? But nobody would, and nobody still will, and that's the problem. Because remember, as I've said before, when studio top management changes at any of these places, the first thing the new guy does is cut to the bone all the ad pub on the stuff that's still in the pipeline to prove to the people who hired him that, yeah, that other guy was a jerk. You did a good thing to get rid of him and hire me, because everything fails because they don't spend any money on it, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. So there's all these personal axes to grind and you know, territories to stake out and all the rest of the corporate stuff that is no different at a movie studio than it is at a car company or a computer company or, well, the great line about the movie business, comparing it to those other industries, was somebody said once, they said what the companies like Sony and these other big conglomerates that were buying studios, what they don't understand about what's different about this business compared to their business is, in this business, the capital equipment goes home every night.
Oh,
see? And that's the point. And if you don't keep that in sight, you are riding for a fall. That's all I'll say. But speaking of riding,
yes,
the great Erica Chase across Texas was quite a ride, I understand.
Yeah, it was.
I'm waiting for like the videos made for that.
We're supposed to talk about that with the if the super chats hit their place, but yeah, I understand that she saw
And so
a lot of this.
what we've tried to do is really bring that shape language from the architecture. But like what we love to talk about at WDI is shape language. And we often refer to shape language.
There's such iconic shape language in Spaceship Reverie Attraction. We really wanted to make sure that we fused to that throughout the space.
Now think about this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
The PR people who gave her that speech to say didn't have the simplest understanding that we were going to see it 3 or 4 or 5 times over and over again this way from different people's versions of it. How dumb is that? How dumb is that? Oh,
well, it was the antithesis of what was.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I told you, did I ever tell you about that? One time I was watching way in the early days of C-SPAN, when at the end of the day, they'd have these 5-minute speeches when everybody'd gone home in the Congress, but they'd get up. And it was so obvious the people whose staffs hated them because they would write things that they knew the boss was going to read wrong. And I saw this guy get up and he said, "My fellow colleagues, this bill is the epitome of hypocrisy." And I thought some staffer wrote it for him, knew he would mispronounce it and make a fool of himself. And that's how they get back at their boss, the epitome.
The epitome.
But you don't have to go that far to see stupid. I got an ad sent to me the other day on Facebook for beef that they said was free range beef. I don't think so. I don't think they're out there hunting the wilds of cow land. Do you? Wild caught. That's what it said. Wild caught. I said
caught.
poached maybe, but not wild caught.
Oh man.
Oh.
Well, we do have one more story to get to, and this one might actually be a little bit of good news when it comes to the box office. So I'm only doing this because I want to leave us on a good note.
Excuse me, sir. Seeing as how the VP is such a VIP, shouldn't we keep the PC on the QT? Because if it leaks to the VC, you can end up an MIA, and then we'd all be put on KP.
I would like to leave the room now.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah. This is quite a story.
Out of That Park Place by Trevor Denning, Michael becomes the first biopic to ever hit $1 billion at the worldwide box office.
Oh, Ron, you have to put your pinky in the corner of your mouth when you say that.
Yeah.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
$1 billion.
Right.
It was a good movie.
That's what I hear. I haven't seen it, but I understand it's really, really great.
It was very, very favorable towards Michael. It showed a little bit about his childhood and his struggles, and got some things not particularly perfectly right. It left out, and I was sad about this. It left out everything about The Wiz. And I found out later that the reason it left out The Wiz is all those things were shot, and they had an actress for Diana Ross. And then Diana Ross herself said, nope, I don't approve any of it. And they had to throw it out. So Diana Ross did not want to be any part of the picture for whatever reasons. We don't know. According to Variety, the Michael Jackson biopic has officially surpassed $1 billion at the global box office. The achievement marks the latest in a string of records for the Antoine Fuqua-directed drama, which has consistently exceeded industry expectations and defied critics' negative reviews since opening in April. Starring Jafar Jackson in his feature film debut as his famous uncle, Michael has become one of the biggest theatrical success stories of 2026. And I believe... only the second $1 billion pick at the worldwide box office this year.
But it shows you what an international star he was, that there's so much demand to see it overseas as well as here. Unlike some things we've seen about American, even Elvis or a few others like that, it would not earn the way that he earned overseas.
No, worldwide. I mean, I think that Japan freaking loved him. So by the numbers, the film has earned $371.8 million domestically and another $629.8 million internationally, bringing its worldwide total to $1.001 billion. Michael is only the second film released this year to reach that milestone following the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Michael keeps shattering records, as he always did during his life. Michael opened to a record-breaking $97 million domestically and $217 million worldwide, setting new opening weekend records for both music biopics and biographical films overall. Strong word of mouth helped fuel impressive staying power throughout its theatrical run. The film also demonstrated unusually small week-to-week declines, allowing it to continue setting box office milestones well beyond its opening month. And I think that my review personally gave it 2 he's. That would be a he. Thumbs up.
He.
Woo.
Toto.
Who else has seen Michael on the panel? Tom hasn't seen it yet. Erica, haven't seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. Mm-hmm.
So Erica's seen. What did you think of it?
I thought it was good. I thought it was strange they left Janet out of the story. I don't remember the reason for that.
I kind of feel like the reason they may have left Diana Ross may not have wanted to be in the story, or she didn't want old rumors to surface again, basically.
Okay.
Because at the time that she brought Michael into The Wiz, he was much younger than her, and I think that he might have kind of idolized her, and people thought there was a romantic connection. I don't really know because it was a long time ago. But it was an important part of the story that ended up getting left out. And the reason I say it was important is because my understanding is that if the Wiz, if he wouldn't have been in the Wiz, Off the Wall may not have gotten made, and they kind of left that out. And then if not Off the Wall, then no Thriller, and Bad and Dangerous, so and so forth. But
I heard they're making a second one.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to how the second part is going to play out, because that's
because it has an unhappy ending, and therefore you kind of,
that's where the controversies are going to come in, and I'm curious as to how they're going to storyline.
Yeah, it's the part of his life. It's the part of his life that is going to be a much more challenging part to deal with, including the way he passed, including the big trial that happened in the prior years to his passing. All of the allegations,
and you
all
see
of the
that's
Neverland Ranch stuff.
That's the curse of success. If it had made $500 million, it still would have made a lot of money, but it wouldn't automatically demand that there be a sequel. And I don't know if a sequel is such a great idea, because it's only a story that gets stranger and uglier and oh my goodness, Nita.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Baby,
you did not have to do that, Nita. Thank you so much. I'm just going to count that as making the goal.
Yeah, I would say that's
and then some.
Yeah, and then some.
I think that's the Stanley Cup of goals. That's or the, I don't know, I guess the World Cup too. But thank you, Nita.
Wow, Nita, thank you so much. That's crazy. We certainly appreciate it. Certainly unnecessary, but I think we have to. I think since we're talking about Michael anyway, I think this one deserves the longer celebration. Celebrate with us, everybody, with a little bit of The Wiz.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, anticipation. It's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
Hey, does this work?
It was such a wonderful movie. The Wiz. He's on down the road. And Nipsey Russell. God, what a talent.
I worked with his cousin. I think it was his cousin. The guy looked so much like him. It was bizarre. His name was Stacy Russell. And not in an entertainment job. I worked with him. I worked with Stacy at either a TiVo or merry-go-round in retail clothing sales. He was one of the managers. Great guy. But it was just funny that he was related to Nipsey and he looked so much like him. It was bizarre. I'm like, what are you doing in St. Louis in this field? It was strange. So,
and what was his answer?
That he just wasn't an entertainer like his.
Well,
so. Since we are dancing, Sebrew 1138 says, since we are dancing, let's bring in some culture. Okay, some culture bear for Sebrew. Oh, thank you, Nina. Appreciate that.
I always want to ask him if that's Mexico City behind him in that thing with the big church on the left, because it looks like Mexico City, but it also looks like the cathedral there on the square in New Orleans. So I don't know.
I am not omnipresent, but what I can tell you, Troy, is that the mall that I worked with Stacey Russell at in St. Louis, it's in Chesterfield, was Chesterfield Mall, and it's been destroyed. It's gone. It got crushed.
Après vous le déluge, huh?
Yeah,
I see.
It's so sad. Yeah. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Across the desert square, man. I don't know the song. Erica, tell us about where you have been lately, because the people want to hear your horror stories.
Oh gosh, is it story time?
It's story times. Story time with Erica, ladies and gentlemen.
Man. So we had to go pick up our cars. One came through Dallas, the other one through Galveston.
How come they came to two different places?
Because the Army shipped one car and they go through vehicle processing centers. And I guess there was one in Dallas where I guess there's not one in Galveston, and we had to pay out of pocket for the other car to come to the US, and the port is in Galveston. So we had to go to Galveston to the port and pick it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was a 6-day road trip across Texas from El Paso, and I don't know which story you want to hear. The motel hotel story or picking up the car at Galveston at the port. Y'all tell me in chat which one you want.
They're both good.
Yeah, they're both pretty gnarly.
Galveston.
Which story is it going to be?
Well, y'all on panel, which one do you want to hear?
Well, we've all been to DFW. Tell us about Galveston.
Galveston.
Okay, so Galveston, we finally get to Galveston and we go to the port. Didn't know really what to do, where to go. We've never done this before. And poor Raph gets out of the car. He goes up to, actually Raph tells the story so much better than I do because he's the one that went through it. I was just sitting in the car. He goes up and there's like security there and they're asking him, well, you got a TWIC. And we're looking at each other like, what's a TWIC? And I'm thinking, is this some kind of Texas twang that we're not like familiar with? Like what's this TWIC? So Raph pulls out his wallet and he's just like, I don't know what you want. I don't know what that is. So the guy sees Raph's government ID, which is a common access card. We call it a CAT card. And the guy's like, yeah, that's good. If you don't have that, then you would need an escort. And then another lady pulled up and she's like, yeah, escorts are like $100 an hour. And we're just sitting here looking at each other like, what? Not understanding what's going on. Anyway, Raph looks at the guy and he's like, look, I just had a car shipped from Germany. I'm just here to pick up my car. What do you need? How do we do this? So they're telling him, oh, go around the corner over here on this fence line and go to the office, which is, I swear, like a half-a-mile hike. So it seems. And it's about 9 degrees.
I was going to say, half-mile hike in that weather is several miles.
There are cars everywhere. There is, and I tell you, massive equipment coming and going through that gate with huge construction vehicles being trucked to only God knows where. And he gets to the trailer, he gets halfway there. He's clearly lost. And this lady pulls up in her car and she's telling him, kind of interrogating him, but not really. Hey, well, you're going in the wrong direction. And he's sitting there like, where am I supposed to go then? You know, like you're not really clear in your directions. And anyway, so instead of offering him a ride, you know, she just kind of points to him, you got to go this way around this fence. So the poor guy goes, you know, finally gets to the right direction, goes to the trailer where he's supposed to go, and he gets there, and that poor guy, he gets up there, and the guy behind the counter is basically kind of looking at him like, well, what do you want? And Raph's sitting there like, I just got here. I'm just here to pick up my car. And the guy kind of looks at him like Raph is just supposed to know where to go and what to do. He actually thought he worked at the port. So the guy was like, you know, kind of like, well, who are you here with? You know, what's your business or whatever? And Raph just was just like, dude, I just got here. We shipped our car. I was stationed in Germany. I had to pay for one of my cars. I'm just here to pick up my car. And I walked from the gate. You know, and the guy behind the counter was like, oh, whoa, okay. Well, I'm going to need the some kind of customs form. We didn't know that was needed. We had other paperwork printed that we thought that was needed because that's what was needed for the other vehicle, and it was good enough for the vehicle processing center in Dallas to pick up the Mitsubishi, but apparently to pick up the Jetta, no, they wanted other paperwork that we didn't know of, and it was still an email. So Raph's going through his email and he's like, oh, well, are you talking about this customs form? The guy's like, yeah, but you're going to have to print it. We don't print here.
Oh, jeez.
And Raph is looking and he's kind of in panic. You know, like, understand, we trekked all the way from El Paso, which is a 12-hour drive, you know, and he's sitting there and he's just like, dude, like, how am I supposed to do that? Like, we drove here from El Paso, you know, we were stationed in Germany. So the guy's kind of like, oh, well, we can do that for you. I guess he kind of had a heart. So he printed the form for Raph, but then proceeded to tell him, okay, now you can go pick up your car, but you need to go to the south side. And Raph's looking at him like, what's the south side? That doesn't tell me anything. I don't live here. I don't work here. You know, I don't know anything about this place. I've never even been to any port in my life. So you're not really telling me anything that's helping. Oh, well, your car's just over there, you know, and gosh, this poor guy. When I tell you there are hundreds of cars at this port, there are hundreds of them.
Yep.
And we're on an island. So it's not just dry heat. It's humidity on top of heat. It's like worse than Florida. So he's literally walking aisle by aisle to look for our car, to find it. He finally finds it. And backtrack a little bit, he was told to find some dude somewhere out there, I don't know where, to get some other form that he needed so he could legally leave the port with the car.
Oh my gosh.
So he's literally looking around and waiting. Finally, some random dude comes up and he's like, hey, you need any help? And Raph's like, well, I was told to come get my car and here I am, and someone's supposed to meet me here for some document so I can leave with my car. And the guy's like, oh no, they didn't tell you? Raph's like, tell me what? Oh, I don't do that. You got to go back to the office and get that.
Oh my gosh.
So by this point, it's 11:41 in the morning. They go to lunch at 11:45, and it's not like it's shift where, you know, okay, I'm going to lunch, but you can cover the front, you know, and they take turns.
They just shut the whole thing down.
The whole port shuts down for lunch, and everybody leaves from 11:45 until 1 p.m. And Raph is like sweating like crazy, and he's like, okay, I got to get over there. But I have a feeling I'm screwed. I'm going to be stuck here until 1 o'clock in the afternoon until these people get back from lunch. Well, anyway, he gets over to the trailer where the office is, and he sees a sign. Of course, the sign strictly says, you know, lunch 11:45 to 1, and basically reinforces no services, like at all, no exceptions, really demanding sign. And this little redhead guy pops his head out and he's like, hey, can I help you? Ralph's like, actually, yeah, I'm supposed to get this document from you guys, apparently, not the guy out in the middle of the lot, so I can leave with my car. My family's waiting for me literally at the gates in our other car. So the guy's like, oh yeah, come in. I can help you with that. So I finally got that done. And then finally we left. We were able to leave. But let me tell you, the whole, we found out later that Department of Defense employees or anyone that has a common access card actually has more of a clearance to go to any port in the United States. That was a scary thought. And this TWIC card he was talking about, we had to Google it later with like AI, and it was explained to us. This TWIC card is basically like your employment card if you're employed, if you work at a port. But if you work for the government and you have a CAT card, you actually have more freedom and access than even they do, which is why the guy at the gate was like, oh, you're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can just, go anywhere. And that was a little weird.
Yes, sir, General, sir.
Anyway, so that was, we got out of there, and of course we had to get gas because when you're shipping a car, you can only have less than a quarter of a tank.
That's what I was going to ask next, was how much they let you put in it, because
less than a quarter of a tank, and they will siphon your gas before you ship it to make sure it meets the requirements. So we had to go down to AutoZone because the plates that were given, the temp plates that were given to us in Germany, they didn't hole punch them for us.
Oh God.
And the plates are smaller than your standard plate from the US. So they wouldn't even fit in the sleeves, the European sleeves that we had, because we had the long ones, but not the shorter ones. So we went to AutoZone and we got duct tape.
That's funny.
And we had to tape our template to the front and the back of the vehicle and trek from Galveston to San Antonio, from San Antonio to Fort Stockton, from Fort Stockton finally home to El Paso. Wow. And so it was a mess. And Raph was like, I never want to do that again. He's like, the attitude he was met with this, and he was supposed, there was another little incident where he was supposed to wear a vest. You have to wear like a work vest when you're on these ports, and he didn't know that. And the guy from behind the counter grabbed a vest and just threw it at him and said, put this on.
I think we're going to have to rewrite new lyrics to the song Galveston. Oh, Galveston.
Yeah. Glenn
he
Campbell
was met with so much attitude, and like he just expected to know what to do.
Wow. Do you want me to write a song about it?
Oh God.
The hell of picking up a car in Texas.
That, or you could even write a song about the hotel part of our.
Oh, I can do it all together.
Getting my car with its rear view mirror in Texas.
I'm going to put in this.
He was so annoyed. He was like, I feel inspired to write a book about this and warn other military families and DoD families. Be warned, when you pay to ship your car and you have to pick it up from a port, this is what you're faced with. And Raph was really scared. He's like, what if I didn't have a CAT card? What if I was just Joe Civilian who bought a car from overseas? I didn't know about that rule, $100 an hour for an escort to escort you around the port. He's like, we would have utterly been screwed.
Although, if that got it done in an hour, it would have been worth $100 after what you went through with all.
Listen, if you're paying me $100 an hour, I'm out no incentive to hurry up my time.
Well, there is that. There is that.
It took an hour. That poor guy came into the car and he looked like a lobster. He was so red from the sun, and his hair was just drenched in sweat. It looked like he had took a dip in a swimming pool.
Ugh.
Dang.
Poor guy. And at that point, he was like, "I'm done. We're getting another hotel and we're staying the night here. We're not even gonna." So we did that. We just we stayed another night in Galveston.
That is a heck of a road trip story. I don't think I'll ever have one better. Erica, where can folks find you here on YouTube?
You can find me and my husband, Raph, at Hanging with Erica and Raph, or just the @ Erica-Raph. And you can actually listen to the stories. Raph is the one that tells the story. of the car situation last Friday. And then Friday before last, we were both accounting for the hotel mishaps along the way, which I like the hotel stories. I think they're funnier. But yeah, so that's kind of what Brewed Banter is about. We just bring your brew, coffee, tea, beer with friends, and we literally, it's like sitting around the table or in our living room, and we're just laid back, informal.
And what time
talking and hanging out.
and what day can people find Brewed Banter?
Fridays at 5 p.m. Mountain, which is 7 p.m. Eastern time, because that's really the only time slot we have with Raf's work schedule, because he does have a day job. So I know it's kind of an inconvenient time, but if you can't make it live, watch the replays because we have a lot of fun.
It's fun. I always try to chime in if I can after my workout. Although this Friday is going to be a little bit different. Tom, where can people find you on the interwebs, and tell us about this and Bark Magnitude?
Well, this is TJ Magnify. This is rocket launches and all other manner of annoyances that I can hit with you, music and other things like that. It's like a mashup. But Bark Magnitude is basically an AI dog band of my dogs with music seen from the eyes of the dogs and other various animals. And if you see the one called The Corporate Squirrels, you might get a giggle out of it. Lou, if you didn't see it yet, you might want to watch that, but don't be drinking anything because you'll most likely laugh.
I love the one you sent me. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sent some interesting ones, and this one's newer. This one's very interesting.
Goody.
So
I look forward to chewing it.
Yep.
See, the beautiful thing is I'm allergic to like every pet possible, but I can enjoy cats and dogs and everything online because they don't make me sneeze when I'm just watching them on video.
I have horrible allergies as well. Tell us about your views, Lou.
Oh, well, the views is my Patreon thing, and I don't contribute to it often because I respect people enough to say, if I haven't got something really interesting to say, don't bother. So some people have said, well, gee, you should do it more. Well, I've got some materials saved up, and I'm about to start recording some more again. But if you'd like to know about all the stuff I don't talk about on all these other shows here, like usually I'm here with you on Mondays, and usually on Wednesday night, I'm on the Pro Show. And then after that, Culture and I do this thing called the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you, but it won't be on this week because we're both going to be on the road. And I also, of course, with Lorne and with Hangry Tables, we do this thing called the Genre Guys. And those are deep dives into really great movies that you should, in most cases, not all of them, a couple of them we tell you don't bother, you should probably own, because that way they can't re-edit them and change them and pull rights on them and all the other skullduggery that's happening to great movies. But those show up first for members only of the Pro channel. But then a couple of months later, they show up on T3PO for everybody. So we've done, 80, 100 movies by now, and more to come. And we
You need to invite me back for some more of that. That was
yes,
fun.
we have to. Absolutely, we have to. I've told the guys that, and it just, our schedule's been all over the place because Hangry's been busy. He's off on the far side of the pond, the other pond, and so it's been a coordination thing more than anything else. But basically, we record two at a time, one after the other, even though they air individually. And this upcoming on the 20, wait a minute, let me look at the calendar. Yeah, on Saturday the 25th, we're going to be doing perhaps the most interesting Western double feature if you were watching them both together. And that is Once Upon a Time in the West, which is, I think, not only the greatest Western ever made, but one of the greatest movies ever made. Sergio Leone's magnum opus, but also his other movie, which he technically officially didn't direct, but he really did. And that is My Name is Nobody, which is the funniest, wonderful, and they both have Henry Fonda in them.
Nice.
And so there's a couple of pictures you should watch, even before you see us talk about them. But yeah, that's basically what I do around here when I'm not dealing with real life.
Well, we,
Such as it
we
is.
appreciate you coming in on this Monday afternoon. LW Ghost, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, everybody that has chimed in today. Everybody that's been in our chat, and especially those who contributed. Freedom Seeker, O2RR, Seabrew, and especially Justnita. Thank you so much. That was a big one. We appreciate that. And every single person that is here in the chat all the time, Wildman and Texas and Troy and Izzo's Place, Star Wars Nikki, everybody that comes in, we appreciate every single one of you every single time. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow with The Dish at 3:05 p.m. after the Afternoon Pro show on Tuesday, and of course 4 o'clock after Vash Sky Parkcast. And we'll be live at Greenville, not the show, but I'll be there this weekend. So if you want to come check out the Southeast Game Exchange, until then, well,
We might be live there. We don't know.
we don't know. I have no idea what we're doing yet, but we shall see. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow at 3 or 5, I hope. And until then, well, we'll see you real soon. Thank you, everybody. Ciao. Bye.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shot.